So let's start option A, that is neurobiology and behavior. And neurulation is the first term that you have to know, and that is during embryonic development, that is the formation of a nerve cord. In other words, I'd like to explain to you now, how does the nervous system develop during embryonic development? And I'm going to make a few drawings over here. Well, first of all, you've got to understand that all of these studies were done on Xenopus laevis, which is the African clawed frog. It's a so-called model organisms, but more on model organisms later, okay? And you see over here, these are the eggs, the frog eggs, and the studies were done on these because they are transparent, and so it's easy to observe that. And the things that we've learned by studying this frog can also be transferred to other chordates, and chordates or chordata are those that have a spinal cord, okay, a nerve cord in the back. So, and let's have a look now of how neurulation works. So first of all, what we need is a fertilized egg cell, okay, and let's assume that it was just fertilized, so it's a diploid cell, and then this cell will undergo mitosis. And the first divisions are like this, that the overall size does not increase, but rather the cells become smaller. So what we see is something like this, that we have then 2 cells, okay? But you see that the overall size pretty much stays the same. We then have 4 cells. I'm going to draw this. I'm going to have 4 cells, okay? Oh, bad drawing. You get the idea, okay? The overall size stays the same, and until we have, after several divisions, a ball of cells. Okay, and this ball of cells is called a morula. Okay, it's not so important right now, but that's what we call it. I call it a ball of cells. Okay, a morula. And then the division continues further until we have a hollow ball of cells, okay? And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a cross section so that you see what I mean with that, okay? So you've got the cells on the outside, okay? Actually, maybe the cells are drawn a little bit too big, okay? It's not a ring, I'm drawing a ring, but actually I'm cutting it open, so you have to understand it's actually a sphere. It's like a ball, yeah? So, yeah? And that is known as a blastocyst. Okay, that's a hollow ball, okay? Hollow ball of cells, okay? And now I'm not going to draw the individual cells anymore, but I'm going to now simply draw layers. And what's going to happen next is the following. We have now this hollow ball of cells will now start to fold in, okay? And I'm going to show you how this works, okay? And on one side, it will start to fold in, okay, and this will start to form the digestive system. The digestive system is starting to form, okay, forming. Okay, and as it goes on, and it's not a ball of cells anymore, but it's now a little bit longer, more elongated. That's important to know. But on the other side, something's happening now on the other side, and that is actually the important part here where I'm talking about neurulation. On the other side, we're starting to form, or on the back side, we're starting to form, then later on, after further divisions, we're starting to form the so-called the nerve cord. And what happens is the following. And when I make a cross section here again, and now I'm going to zoom in here a little bit, okay? I'm going to, on the back, and it'll look like this. So at the beginning, I have over here, I think I'm running out of space, okay? So that's supposed to be the outermost layer, okay? And this outermost layer is known as the ectoderm, okay? It will start to fold inwards, okay? And now that is, how am I going to draw this? I'm going to draw it a little bit smaller so that you actually see what's happening. It's starting to fold inwards like this. And it's going to fold inwards even further until we really have a groove, a neural groove. Okay? And it will start and this is called a neural groove. Okay, it's a neural groove, and it goes on like this. And it starts to close here on the other side, on the top side, until we have something simplified drawing. It looks like this. Okay, and this now is now our so-called our neural tube. And this neural tube, that will form the spinal cord. So in other words, the spinal cord from a developmental perspective forms out of the skin, so to say, the ectoderm, okay, by falling in. Okay, so and that is kind of it. Okay, you have to understand that that is the neural tube forms out of the ectoderm. Now there are two other things called the mesoderm and the endoderm. And I would like to simply explain this, maybe using this drawing over here, because it's more general, it's more zoomed out. So what we have is the following. We have the infolding over here, okay, which forms our digestive system. On the outside here we have the ectoderm. We have over here the infolding, okay, forming of the neural tube. The thing here, the digestive system that is forming, you have to imagine that this is already like an intestine that is starting to form. That's known as the endoderm. It's the derm means skin, the skin on the outside, the skin on the inside, and later on you have also cells moving inwards from the ectoderm, and these cells on the inside here, which start to form inside here, that's known as the mesoderm. Okay, so ectoderm will form later, the skin, of course, and the nervous system. How does it form the nervous system? Well, because forming of neural tube, you see that, okay? The mesoderm, in the middle, it will form the muscles and bones, plus bones. And the endoderm will form the digestive system and the inner organs. Digestive system, okay, organs. Okay, so that is the idea here. But what is the point is neurulation is this process over here, as that we've have the infolding of the ectoderm to form the neural groove, and then later a neural tube. Okay, so that is how during embryonic development, how the nervous system forms, and this was studied on the frog over here. So sometimes there's a problem with that, okay? Sometimes it doesn't work quite well. And you have a condition called spina bifida. It's an open spine, and some newborns have that. And when the neural tube does not close properly, then you see that there's this hole over here, and you have a spinal fluid over here, which is filling up. I guess it has to be operated, and it usually happens in the lower back in the lower back, okay? But it's an open spinal cord known as spina bifida, which is due to the fact or when the neural groove over here, when the gap over here does not close properly, okay? So that is essentially it, okay? So that is neurulation. Well, I did promise you to talk a little bit about model organisms, which is actually a slightly different topic. But I'll just include it over here for the sake of completion, because we already talked about the guy over here, Xenopus laevis. That is the African clawed frog. That's how they have done new biological studies over here. Over here, this one is a nematode worm, even an animated GIF over here so that you see. And we have Drosophila, which is the fruit fly. Okay, now I can't even forward the whole thing, and I don't know why this doesn't work. It doesn't matter. Okay. But essentially, now I'm a little bit disturbed because I'm supposed to have over here the name of it's not appearing, so that's the fruit fly. This one over here is the zebrafish, and that is the house mouse, Mus musculus. Okay, and now it shows up. I don't know why. Okay, the fruit fly. Okay, that's the zebrafish and the house mouse. Okay, and so that you're able to read this better, I'm just going to erase this again. Isn't this nice? Okay, so that is, yeah. These are so-called model organisms which have been used to study developmental biology. I know what you're thinking. The cute mouse. Well, what a poor mouse. Or if we kill it, you know. Why do you TOK question? I mean, why do you feel sorry for the mouse and not for the fly? Does the fly not have equal rights for life than the mouse compared to the mouse? You see, just because it looks cute. You know, I know. That's an interesting question. Okay, how can sense perception influence our emotions? Okay, and we feel sorry for killing the mouse over here. Okay, we don't feel so sorry for killing the fruit fly. How is that? Interesting question. Okay, or is it because we're more evolutionarily related to the mouse? Is this the reason? Or is it just because it's got nice big eyes? Okay, in any case, it doesn't matter. I wish you a nice day.